as we were on our way home from quite an interesting dinner that Andrew Filipponi set up with maybe America's most prominent local talk radio host, Greg Giannotti, who had just takes on takes on takes. I thought we were going to get thrown out of Mr. Chow's. My guy Gio, and he can, I'm fine with him saying this, I think had 11 Grey Goose sodas with a splash of crayon. The splash of crayon felt unnecessary, but I don't know, when you're going dozen drinks in. So that was a good night. On the way back from that, we found out that Keenan Allen had been traded to the Bears, which we'll get to in a moment, and that the Chiefs' perfect offseason continues. Hollywood Brown, who, listen, I don't want to overstate it because I don't think Hollywood Brown is a great player. I think he has a lot of potential and high upside, but he was, at worst, the third best wide receiver that could be available in this free agency. Tell me if you disagree. Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Hollywood Brown were the top three. Is there...
You forgot Calvin Ridley.
So okay. I think you can make a Darnell Mooney argument. Like, if Mooney went to the Chiefs, I think he would put up really good numbers. But
so I think Hollywood Brown's better than Darnell Mooney. Ridley, you're right. I did leave him out. And so, all right, so top four. The distinction is, of course, the Chiefs got him for 1 year, $7 million, which is perfect.
Yep.
And this is the benefit to being the Chiefs. And I know people are irritated hearing it. It is the opposite of a bad team tax. You get the great quarterback, compete for a Super Bowl, try to rebuild my value discount. So while Chris Jones did not give them a hometown discount, I feel like 1 year, $7 million. I think, let me ask you guys this. Are the Chiefs the only team in the league that Hollywood Brown would play for this contract? 1 year, $7 million. It can be $11 million if he hits all his incentives. Is there another team in the league that he would agree to that contract for? Because I say no.
Probably not. I mean, obviously going to a high volume passing offense with a guy who's going to throw the ball, 500, 600 times, Buffalo would be interesting. Cincinnati would be interesting. But
why Cincinnati? Higgins is going to play on the franchise tag there, though.
No question about it. But I'm just saying, like, going to, it's an elite quarterback thing. If he's trying to sign a 1 year deal, and for the Chiefs, I agree with you, there's no bad 1 year deal in the NFL. You just would go, he would rank it Chiefs, and then after that, some of the teams that I mentioned. So you'd want to go to the best quarterbacks possible.
So you mentioned Buffalo. Do we think Curtis Samuel is a better player than Hollywood Brown? Better, equivalent, worse? I would say a touch worse.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel is just signed with Buffalo for 3 years, $24 million, $15 million guaranteed. Point that I'm making there is, I don't think people are giving Buffalo, I don't think there is a Josh Allen Buffalo Bills discount. I don't think they've earned, I think that people are excited to play with him, and I think there is, it makes it an attractive place, but I don't think that they got Curtis Samuel on a bargain. I think that is kind of paying 100 cents on the dollar for a player of Curtis's caliber, that is not an expensive contract, but 3-year deal where the first 2 years are guaranteed. And I don't know that this means Hollywood Brown is a Chief in 2 years, but it means that they now, and this is why I think it's such an important move, and then we can move on. The Chiefs, because of this move, don't have any position they must use the 32nd pick on. If they had signed no receivers, then you almost are mandated to use that pick, the 32nd pick, on a wide receiver. Now, Pony, I think they could draft a tackle there. I think they could draft a receiver there. I also think they could draft a D tackle or a corner there. Corner because they think they're going to lose Snead. D tackle because they haven't drafted any D tackles since Mahomes has been drafted in the first 5 rounds, and Chris Jones getting older, even with the extension. So they truly, I know it sounds cliche, they truly can just go best player available.
For me, I don't look at Brown as the type of move that changes how I feel about them. If they don't make the Brown signing, I still think they're the best team in the NFL, right? But here's what I wanted to ask you. So you said it's been the perfect offseason for them so far. What has to happen with Snead to keep that going?
Well, I think that right now it's 6 one, half dozen the other. I think that they've made it clear they are not trading him for anything worse than a top 40 pick.
Do you think they will?
At this point, I do not.
So you think he'll play on the tag?
Yes. So I think that
and he won't be a distraction about it. He'll show up the first week. There's no hold-in. There's no Chris Jones carried into the season. He's a good soldier because he's going for a Super Bowl.
I'll be honest. I don't know that he'll show up. When you say first week of the offseason, I don't think that. But I think he would miss a game? No, because the distinction between Snead and Chris Jones was Chris Jones was finishing his second contract after being, I think, a second-round pick, and he was on a 4-year, $80 million the last year of it. Snead was a fourth-round pick who's never made any money. And listen, I love Snead, and I hope at some point he gets paid either by the Chiefs or by someone else. But this 1-year, $20 million franchise tag is 4x what he has made cumulatively in his career. Every game he plays under the tag, he makes more money than he had made in any year of the NFL. So him missing a game, I don't think is going to happen. And I had a hope. A hope is the wrong word because I'm fine with him playing on the tag. I thought Detroit at 29 I thought that made a lot of sense for both teams, but when Detroit then trades for Carlton Davis, to me it makes it less likely, and they become more likely if they're going to use that 29th pick to trade for someone that T. Higgins, you know what I mean, the other franchise tag option is more likely. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.